a domesticated carnivorous mammal.
Example 1. The dog barked loudly.
Example 2. She took her dog for a walk.
Cat, a small domesticated carnivorous mammal.
Example 1. The cat sat on the windowsill.
Example 2. He petted the cat gently.
Fish, a limbless cold-blooded vertebrate animal with gills and fins.
Example 1. She caught a fish in the lake.
Example 2. The fish swam swiftly.
Bird, a warm-blooded egg-laying vertebrate animal.
Example 1. The bird flew over the trees.
Example 2. He watched the bird build its nest.
Cow, a large domesticated ungulate with a large body and horns.
Example 1. The cow grazed in the field.
Example 2. Farmers milk cows daily.
Pig, a domesticated hoofed mammal with a stout body.
Example 1. The pig rolled in the mud.
Example 2. She fed the pig in the pen.
Horse, a large solid-hoofed herbivorous mammal.
Example 1. The horse galloped across the field.
Example 2. He rode a horse during the trip.
Chicken, a domestic fowl kept for its eggs or meat.
Example 1. The chicken laid an egg.
Example 2. They roasted a chicken for dinner.
Duck, a water bird with a broad, blunt bill.
Example 1. The duck swam in the pond.
Example 2. She fed the duck some bread.
Sheep, a domesticated ruminant mammal with a thick, woolly coat.
Example 1. The sheep were grazing in the meadow.
Example 2. He sheared the sheep for wool.
Goat, a hardy domesticated ruminant mammal.
Example 1. The goat climbed the rocky hill.
Example 2. She raised goats on her farm.
Rabbit, a burrowing plant-eating mammal.
Example 1. The rabbit hopped through the garden.
Example 2. He kept a rabbit as a pet.
Mouse, a small rodent that typically has a pointed snout.
Example 1. The mouse nibbled on the cheese.
Example 2. She saw a mouse in the kitchen.
Snake, a long limbless reptile.
Example 1. The snake slithered across the ground.
Example 2. He was frightened by the snake.
Frog, a tailless amphibian with a short, squat body.
Example 1. The frog jumped into the pond.
Example 2. She caught a frog near the river.
A large, tawny-colored big cat.
Example 1. The lion roared loudly.
Example 2. He admired the lion at the zoo.
Tiger, a large cat with a coat of distinctive black stripes.
Example 1. The tiger stalked its prey.
Example 2. They watched the tiger at the sanctuary.
Bear, a large, heavy mammal that walks on the soles of its feet.
Example 1. The bear searched for berries.
Example 2. She saw a bear in the forest.
Elephant, a large herbivorous mammal with a trunk.
Example 1. The elephant trumpeted loudly.
Example 2. He saw an elephant on safari.
Giraffe, a large African mammal with a very long neck.
Example 1. The giraffe reached for the high branches.
Example 2. They saw a giraffe at the zoo.
An African wild horse with black and white stripes.
Example 1. The zebra grazed in the savannah.
Example 2. She painted a picture of a zebra.
Monkey, a small to medium-sized primate.
Example 1. The monkey swung from the trees.
Example 2. He fed the monkey a banana.
Kangaroo, a large plant-eating marsupial.
Example 1. The kangaroo hopped across the plain.
Example 2. They saw a kangaroo in Australia.
Penguin, a large flightless seabird.
Example 1. The penguin waddled on the ice.
Example 2. He loved watching penguins at the aquarium.
Deer, a hoofed grazing animal with antlers.
Example 1. The deer leaped over the fence.
Example 2. She saw a deer in the woods.
Squirrel, a small, agile, tree-dwelling rodent.
Example 1. The squirrel gathered nuts for winter.
Example 2. He watched the squirrel climb the tree.
Fox, a carnivorous mammal with a pointed muzzle.
Example 1. The fox sneaked into the chicken coop.
Example 2. She spotted a fox in the garden.
A wild, carnivorous mammal.
Example 1. The wolf howled at the moon.
Example 2. He was fascinated by the wolf pack.
Dolphin, a small, gregarious, toothed whale.
Example 1. The dolphin leaped out of the water.
Example 2. They swam with dolphins on vacation.
Whale, a large marine mammal.
Example 1. The whale breached the surface.
Example 2. She went on a whale watching tour.
Shark, a long-bodied marine fish with a cartilaginous skeleton.
Example 1. The shark circled the boat.
Example 2. He saw a shark while diving.
Octopus, a soft-bodied, 8-limbed mollusk.
Example 1. The octopus hid in the coral.
Example 2. He marveled at the octopus's camouflage.
Crab, a crustacean with a broad carapace and pincers.
Example 1. The crab scuttled along the shore.
Example 2. She cooked a delicious crab for dinner.
Lobster, a large marine crustacean with a muscular tail.
Example 1. The lobster was caught in a trap.
Example 2. They had lobster for a special meal.
Turtle, a slow-moving reptile enclosed in a scaly or leathery domed shell.
Example 1. The turtle crawled towards the water.
Example 2. He watched the turtle lay eggs.
Seahorse, a small marine fish with a prehensile tail.
Example 1. The seahorse floated among the seaweed.
Example 2. She found a tiny seahorse while snorkeling.
Jellyfish, a free-swimming marine coelenterate with a gelatinous bell.
Example 1. The jellyfish drifted with the current.
Example 2. He avoided the jellyfish on the beach.
Starfish, a marine echinoderm with 5 or more arms.
Example 1. The starfish clung to the rock.
Example 2. She saw a starfish in the tide pool.
A large bird of prey with a massive hooked bill.
Example 1. The eagle soared above the mountains.
Example 2. He spotted an eagle's nest on the cliff.
Owl, a nocturnal bird of prey with large forward-facing eyes.
Example 1. The owl hooted in the night.
Example 2. She saw an owl perched on a branch.
Peacock, a large bird known for its iridescent tail feathers.
Example 1. The peacock displayed its colorful tail.
Example 2. He admired the peacock's beauty.
Swan, a large water bird with a long, flexible neck.
Example 1. The swan glided across the lake.
Example 2. She took a picture of the elegant swan.
Parrot, a bird, often vividly colored, with a short, down-curved hooked bill.
Example 1. The parrot mimicked human speech.
Example 2. He kept a parrot as a pet.
Flamingo, a tall, wading bird with mainly pink or scarlet plumage.
Example 1. The flamingo stood on one leg.
Example 2. She painted a picture of a flamingo.
Ostrich, a large flightless bird native to Africa.
Example 1. The ostrich ran swiftly across the plain.
Example 2. He saw an ostrich at the farm.
Camel, a large desert-dwelling mammal with a humped back.
Example 1. The camel carried supplies through the desert.
Example 2. They rode camels across the dunes.
Rhino, a large, thick-skinned herbivorous mammal.
Example 1. The rhino charged through the brush.
Example 2. She saw a rhino on her safari.
Hippo, a large, thick-skinned, semi-aquatic African mammal.
Example 1. The hippo wallowed in the river.
Example 2. He watched the hippo from a safe distance.
A large cat known for its speed.
Example 1. The cheetah sprinted after its prey.
Example 2. They observed the cheetah in the wild.
A large, powerful cat found in the Americas.
Example 1. The jaguar prowled through the jungle.
Example 2. She saw a jaguar at the zoo.
Panda, a large bear-like mammal with distinct black and white markings.
Example 1. The panda chewed on bamboo.
Example 2. He loved watching pandas at the sanctuary.
Koala, an arboreal Australian marsupial with a stout tailless body.
Example 1. The koala climbed the eucalyptus tree.
Example 2. She visited a koala reserve in Australia.
Sloth, a slow-moving tree-dwelling mammal.
Example 1. The sloth hung from the branch.
Example 2. He saw a sloth during his trip to the rainforest.
Armadillo, a small mammal with a leathery armor shell.
Example 1. The armadillo burrowed into the ground.
Example 2. She spotted an armadillo while hiking.
A small primate native to Madagascar.
Example 1. The lemur jumped from tree to tree.
Example 2. He observed the lemur's playful behavior.
Chimpanzee, a great ape with large ears and a black or brown coat.
Example 1. The chimpanzee swung from the vines.
Example 2. She watched the chimpanzees at the zoo.
A powerfully built great ape.
Example 1. The gorilla beat its chest.
Example 2. He was impressed by the gorilla's strength.
A large, mainly solitary, arboreal ape.
Example 1. The orangutan moved through the trees.
Example 2. She learned about orangutans in Borneo.
Antelope, a swift-running deer-like ruminant with horns.
Example 1. The antelope grazed in the grassland.
Example 2. They spotted an antelope on safari.
Bison, a humpbacked shaggy-haired wild ox.
Example 1. The bison roamed the plains.
Example 2. He saw a bison on his trip to the national park.